Every morning, it was the same sweet ritual. A soft kiss on the cheek, a whispered, "I love you," and the gentle click of the front door as Clara left for her job at the art gallery. For Mark, it was the perfect start to his day. He'd watch her go, a warm smile on his face, feeling like the luckiest man alive. They had been married for 5 years, and to him, their life together was a masterpiece, as beautiful and serene as the paintings Clara curated. He trusted her completely, without a single doubt. That morning kiss wasn't just a habit. It was the seal on their perfect life, a promise of her return in the evening. Little did he know, that kiss was also a curtain, hiding a stage where a heart-wrenching drama was about to unfold. Mark worked from home as a graphic designer, his days filled with colors, fonts, and client deadlines. But the best part of his day was always at 6 p.m. when he'd hear Clara's keys jangling at the door. They'd cook dinner together, share stories from their day, and curl up on the couch to watch a movie. It was simple, comfortable, and everything he'd ever wanted. Clara was his anchor, his muse. Her passion for art inspired his own creativity. She'd often talk about her day at the gallery, describing the new exhibits with a sparkle in her eye, mentioning her boss, Julian, a renowned art critic, and the exciting projects they were working on. Mark was genuinely happy for her success, proud of the life they were building side by side. He never saw the subtle shifts, the small cracks forming in their seemingly flawless portrait. The first hint of trouble was almost imperceptible. Clara started staying late at the gallery more often. "Big exhibition coming up," she'd explain over the phone, her voice slightly strained. "Julian is a perfectionist. You know how it is." Mark understood. He'd just heat up dinner for himself, missing her presence but wanting to be supportive of her career. Then, the weekend trips began. Art fairs, she'd say, scouting for new talent in other cities. She'd send him photos of sculptures and paintings. But Mark started noticing something odd. In the reflections on the glass frames or shiny surfaces, he sometimes caught a glimpse of a man's silhouette standing next to her. When he asked, she'd laugh it off. "Oh, that's just Julian. He's always hovering." It was a plausible explanation, but a tiny seed of doubt had been planted in Mark's mind. The doubt grew when he found a receipt for an expensive dinner for 2 from a local restaurant. Dated for a night, she was supposedly working late. He tried to ignore it, telling himself there could be 100 innocent reasons. Maybe it was a business dinner, but the unease lingered, a cold knot in his stomach. He started paying closer attention. Her phone, once left casually on the coffee table, was now always with her, screen down or in her purse. She'd jump if it buzzed, quickly glancing at the notification before putting it away. The easy laughter that once filled their home was replaced by a tense silence, punctuated by polite but distant conversations. The woman he shared a bed with felt like a stranger. The morning kiss, once a symbol of their love, now felt cold, a mere formality before she escaped into her other life. One evening, consumed by a gnawing suspicion he could no longer ignore, Mark did something he never thought he would. He opened Clara's laptop, which she'd left open on the kitchen counter. He felt a wave of guilt, but the need to know the truth was stronger. His heart pounded as he navigated to her email. He didn't have to look far. An email thread with the subject line, "Our little secret," caught his eye. The sender was Julian. With trembling hands, Mark clicked it open, the screen filled with messages that shattered his world into a million pieces. They weren't just about art. They were filled with declarations of love, secret pet names, and detailed plans for their clandestine meetings. They wrote about escaping together, about a future that didn't include him. The worst part was a recent message from Julian. "Can't wait to have you all to myself this weekend. He'll never know." This weekend was their anniversary. Clara had told him she had to go on a last-minute business trip. The pain was physical, a punch to the gut that left him breathless. Every memory, every "I love you," every morning kiss was now tainted a cruel lie. The perfect life he cherished was a carefully constructed illusion. He felt a storm of emotions, betrayal, anger, and a profound, bottomless sadness. For a moment, he wanted to smash the laptop, to scream, to confront her the second she walked through the door. But then, a cold clarity washed over him. A dramatic confrontation was what she might expect. It would give her the chance to twist the narrative, to play the victim. No, he wouldn't give her that satisfaction. The man she thought was a simple, trusting husband was about to paint his own masterpiece, one of quiet, undeniable truth. For the next 2 days, Mark played the part of the loving husband perfectly. He helped her pack for her business trip, even reminding her to pack her favorite scarf. He kissed her goodbye that Friday morning, the familiar ritual now feeling like a scene from a tragic play. "Have a great trip, honey. Be safe," he said, his voice steady despite the turmoil inside. As her car pulled away, he didn't feel sadness, only a grim resolve. His plan was already in motion. He had spent the last 48 hours meticulously gathering evidence. He printed the emails, took screenshots of the messages, and even found their hotel reservation, which Clara had carelessly left in the browser history. He then called their closest friends and both of their families. "I'm throwing a surprise anniversary party for Clara," he announced, his voice filled with fake excitement. "She thinks she's on a business trip, but I'm going to surprise her when she gets back on Sunday evening. Please, be at our house by 7 p.m. It's a huge secret." Everyone was thrilled. They praised him for being such a thoughtful husband. No one suspected a thing. The stage was set. The audience was invited. The star of the show had no idea what was waiting for her. Sunday evening arrived. The house was filled with the cheerful chatter of friends and family. A banner reading "Happy Anniversary" hung in the living room. There was a cake on the table, and presents were piled in the corner. Mark moved through the crowd, a gracious host with a serene smile on his face. He checked his watch. 7:15 p.m., right on cue, he heard Clara's key in the door. He gave a shush signal to the guests. The door opened, and Clara walked in, followed closely by Julian. They were holding hands, laughing softly, caught in their own private bubble. The moment they saw the crowd, their laughter died. The room fell silent. Confusion, then panic, flickered across their faces. Clara's eyes darted around the room, landing on the banner, the cake, and finally, on Mark, who stood calmly in the center of it all. "Surprise," Mark said, his voice quiet but echoing in the tense silence. Before Clara could stammer an excuse, he addressed the crowd. "Thank you all for coming to celebrate our anniversary. It seems Clara brought a +1. He then looked directly at Clara, his eyes holding no anger, only a cold, hard finality. "Clara, Julian, I believe you both know everyone, and soon everyone will know you." He gestured to the large TV screen on the wall. With a click of a remote, the screen lit up, displaying the first of the incriminating emails. A collective gasp went through the room as he methodically clicked through the evidence. The romantic messages, the photos, the hotel reservation for their anniversary weekend. The story of their betrayal unfolded for everyone to see in black and white. Clara's face turned pale, and Julian looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. There were no excuses, no denials, no escape. The truth, stark and undeniable, was on full display. Mark didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The quiet dignity with which he exposed the truth was more powerful than any shouting match. He had taken control of the narrative, not as a victim, but as the director of this final act. The morning kisses had stopped, the curtain had fallen, and for the first time in a long time, Mark saw everything with perfect clarity. He was finally free. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more content. We'll see you in the next video.